March 31st, 2019 seemed like any other day for renowned rapper Nipsey Hussle.
I need an ambulance! I need an ambulance! Please!
Department of Business.
Is this a bitch?
I got it.
Undercover cars with tinted windows and sirens blaring pulled out of the substation.
You will hear from at least two different witnesses that conversation had something to do with snitching.
To take a person out of our community that was so powerful. So many people depended on that person.
Known for his entrepreneurial spirit and contributions to his community, it wasn't uncommon to spot this rapper going about his day in South Central LA, an area he called home, a place he felt safe. As he drove towards one of his clothing stores that day, little did he know, something was about to go very wrong. These are the chilling final moments of Nipsey Hussle. On that fateful day in March 2019, the streets buzzed with electric energy as Nipsey Hussle made his way into his flagship clothing store, The Marathon, nestled within the heart of a busy mall at the crossroads of Slauson and Crenshaw. As whispers of his arrival rippled through the crowd, time seemed to hold its breath. What transpired next was a scene straight out of a Hollywood script. With no entourage in sight, Nipsey emerged from his sleek black car, a solitary figure in a sea of admirers. But he was more than just a celebrity. He was a beacon of hope, a symbol of resilience in a neighborhood fraught with challenges. As he moved through the parking lot, his presence seemed to cast a spell, drawing people closer with each step. From autographs to selfies, he generously shared moments of his time with fans, each interaction a testament to his genuine spirit and unwavering connection to his community. But amongst the laughter and camaraderie, a shadow lurked in the distance, an ominous figure named Eric Holder, whose path would intersect with Nipsey's in a twist of fate. Little did they know, their destinies were about to collide in a way that would send shockwaves through the world, forever altering the course of rap history. Eric Holder, once a promising rapper affiliated with the same gang as Nipsey Hussle, shared a history intertwined with the esteemed artist. Holder had been signed to Nipsey Hussle's label in their earlier days, until allegations of betrayal led to his expulsion from the gang. Meanwhile, as Nipsey Hussle attended his affairs at his store, Eric Holder found himself in the company of Brianita Nicholson, a 35-year-old woman with whom he shared a connection with. Unbeknownst to her, Holder harbored sinister intentions, plotting the demise of the renowned rapper. In a cruel twist of fate, Brianita was an accomplice to this heinous crime. Under the guise of a simple outing for a meal, Holder and Brianita embarked on a journey, with the destination seemingly harmless, an eatery at the Slauson Avenue Mall in Crenshaw Boulevard. Little did Brianita know that this choice of location would seal Nipsey Hussle's tragic fate, as Holder, armed with a black semi-automatic handgun, purportedly for protection, concealed his real intentions. As they arrived at the mall, oblivious to the impending tragedy, surveillance cameras captured the scene, their 2016 white Chevrolet Cruze pulling into the parking lot adjacent to Nipsey Hussle and his companions, setting the stage for a sequence of events that would reverberate through the world. Brianita, seized by a mix of excitement and curiosity, couldn't contain herself when she spotted Nipsey Hussle in the parking lot. "Hey, that's Nipsey Hussle," she exclaimed, her face illuminated with enthusiasm. Little did she realize the significance of her words, nor the implications they would carry. Despite Brianita's innocent fandom, Holder remained seemingly unfazed, proceeding with his plans as if nothing was wrong. Exiting the car shirtless, he casually made his way into the nearby eatery, Master Burger, to place an order. Yet his focus shifted upon learning of Nipsey's presence in the vicinity. Meanwhile, Nipsey Hussle lingered in the parking lot, engaged in a conversation with two friends, unaware of the impending confrontation that loomed ominously on the horizon. As Holder approached, the stage was set for a collision of fates that would alter the course of their lives forever. The conversation between Nipsey Hussle and Eric Holder stretched on for several minutes, during which Brianita failed to fully grasp the gravity of the situation. Instead of assessing the tension between the two men, she approached Nipsey, seeking a photograph, a moment when her instincts should have alerted her to the looming danger. Brianita later recounted that although she heard fragments of a discussion about snitching,
tension from Nipsey, like he didn't really want to talk to him, like trying to like get to me, like to take the picture or whatever. Like
Nipsey seemed to brush off Holder's presence, treating him like a distant friend from whom ties had been severed. Unbeknownst to Nipsey, his life hung in the balance. drawing ever closer to a perilous standoff. It was at this time that Brianita sensed a shift in Nipsey's demeanor. While he remained outwardly composed and laid back, Holder's emotions began to simmer, his agitation rising. Cowboy, one of Nipsey's confidants present at the scene, shed further light on the conversation. According to Cowboy, Nipsey had confronted Holder, with rumors circulating in gang culture.
But the conversation, I'm not stuck on the conversation because I heard it. And the more that I analyze it, because like I said, everybody's stuck on saying bro called him a snitch.
Rumors suggesting that Holder's credibility was compromised due to his alleged acts of snitching. In this world, such accusations carry dire consequences, including the loss of respect, and in the worst case scenario, one's life. In a remarkable display of restraint and adherence to the code of the streets, Nipsey calmly addressed Holder's situation, stating that he hadn't personally seen any incriminating evidence, but advising Holder to handle his situation swiftly. As another witness later recounted, Nipsey's words were embellished with a sense of lingering affection, an expression of his desire for Holder to reconcile with his past and set his life back on track amidst the swirling rumors and accusations. In a subsequent interview, another friend of Nipsey Hussle's, who was present on that fateful day, echoed the sentiments of the witness, emphasizing that Nipsey harbored no ill will towards Holder. Despite the gravity of the situation, Nipsey remained composed, unwilling to indulge Holder any further than necessary. With a subtle shift in focus, he turned his attention towards Brianita, whom he perceived simply as a fan, offering her the opportunity for a photograph, a gesture of kindness that would tragically be his last. Unbeknownst to them, this would be the final image captured of Nipsey Hussle. Shortly thereafter, Holder returned to Burgermaster to retrieve his meal before beckoning Brianita to circle around to the back of the establishment, all the while brandishing his weapon. Though Brianita questioned his intentions, Holder dismissed her concerns with a laugh, instructing her to pull up to a secluded spot where he could enjoy his meal undisturbed. Obliging his request, Brianita complied, unaware of the sinister plot unfolding before her very eyes. However, as Holder casually set aside his meal and exited the vehicle, Brianita remained oblivious to the true nature of his intentions. Little did she realize that Holder was on a mission, one that would shatter the lives of all those involved. In a brazen display of violence, Holder boldly made his way through the mall, directly to where Nipsey Hussle and his companions were engaged in a conversation. Armed with both a .40 caliber semi-automatic handgun and a revolver, he unleashed a barrage of gunfire, striking Nipsey Hussle approximately 10 times. The chilling sequence of events was captured by surveillance cameras and witnessed by bystanders. Holder, undeterred by the presence of others, exhibited a chilling determination as he fired upon Nipsey not once, not twice, but 3 times, before retreating momentarily, only to return to ensure his grisly task was complete. In a final callous act, he delivered a kick to Nipsey Hussle's skull before fleeing through the alley. As he carried out this heinous deed, Holder uttered chilling words to Nipsey, "You're through." In response, Nipsey, gravely wounded, but defiant to the end, reportedly uttered his last words to Holder, "You got me." By approximately 3:20 p.m. the same day, Nipsey lay on the ground, fighting for his life alongside 2 others who had also fallen to the senseless act. It was a tragic scene that would reverberate through the community and beyond, leaving behind a legacy of grief and unanswered questions. As paramedics arrived to the scene, they were met with a harrowing sight, a gravely wounded Nipsey Hussle laying unconscious on the ground, his life hanging in the balance. With precious little time remaining, they urgently commenced the efforts to resuscitate the injured rapper. Despite their valiant attempts, the severity of Nipsey's injuries proved insurmountable. As the ambulance raced towards the emergency room, paramedics continued their life-saving measures, desperate to defy the odds and grant Nipsey a fighting chance at survival. Tragically, their efforts were in vain. Upon arrival at the hospital, between the narrow window of time from when he was shot at approximately 3:20 p.m. to the hour of 4 p.m., Nipsey succumbed to the grievous wounds inflicted upon him. The barrage of bullets had ravaged his body, striking him in the head, chest, abdomen, and foot, severing his spine and puncturing his lungs. It was a devastating conclusion to a senseless act of violence, a loss keenly felt not only by his loved ones and admirers, but by an entire community left reeling in the wake of his untimely passing. Nipsey Hussle, a beacon of hope and inspiration, had been extinguished far too soon, leaving behind an indelible legacy that will live on through his music and those he helped with his contributions. As for Holder, his luck would run out a few days later, when he was apprehended by the LAPD for his heinous crimes. He will spend the rest of his days in prison.